I'm gonna blow your mind. Hi, my name is Jake Catalano. These 3 Vitali Marble brass bowls are valued at $500 with a sale price of $219. Or if you become a member and pay their $175 annual fee, these bowls only cost $175? Yeah, okay. Luckily, I already know how to make these bowls as I've already made them in black. But the new question is, how do we make them in white? My 3 options are paint them white, cement all in titanium dioxide, or Hydrostone. After busting my ass thinking about which direction I wanted to go in, Hydrostone for the win. Why? Hydrostone is very strong, easy to accomplish a white because it's already white, and I thought it would be fun to confuse future archaeologists 100 years from now when they dig these bowls up and say, it looks like they're part of the Restoration Hardware's Vitali Marble brass bowl collection. What is it? The first thing I did was lubricate my bowls with a little oil for easy demolding. Then I added rocks to my smaller bowl to add weight and stabilization. Now, when I created my black bowls, I had to figure out how much product to use, and I did that by using this formula right here. Since I previously figured out the cement all to water amounts for that video, I just needed to convert my Hydrostone to water amounts accordingly. Hydrostone has a 3-to-1 water ratio, so I took 833 grams of water and placed it in my bucket. And then I slowly added 2,500 grams of Hydrostone to my bucket and let it sit for 5 minutes until it created a dry bed lake effect. Once that happened, I reached in and mixed it up by hand. Yes, I could have used a utensil or a drill bit, but I thought by reaching in and mixing it by hand, I pretty much would guarantee that there aren't going to be any lumps or clumps in my mixture. And plus, it really feels relaxing to squish and mix up the Hydrostone by hand. I actually really liked it. Anyway, after mixing it up, I added it to my bowl, picked it up and dropped it down to release any bubbles, and added the weighted bowl on top to complete the form. Being that the weighted bowl didn't want to sit leveled, I used a leveler to level it off and then taped the 2 bowls together so it wouldn't move. Here's the best part. Guess how long I waited to demold these bowls? Here are your 3 choices. A, 1 week. B, 24 hours. Or C, 1 hour. And if you said A, 1 week, congratulations, you're 100% wrong. Come on, 1 week? Really? I waited 1 hour and then demolded my bowls. Now, it did give me a bit of a hassle getting it to come out, but eventually, with a little muscle, it came out without too much of an issue. I then had to cut off a piece of the bowl that started to form from the pouring spout portion of the bowl. After removing that, I then sanded it to round out the form. I then put that to the side, cleaned up my bowls, and started on bowl number 2. Let's get into creating bowl number 2, but before we do that, if you're new to the world of creating concrete candle jars, or you feel lost and just want to improve your skills, I've got something awesome for you. It's called the Winning Formula, a comprehensive course that covers everything you need to know, from the basics of working with concrete to mastering your formula through the skillful use of color pigments. This course has got you covered. It's not just about teaching you how to do something, but ensuring you understand it fully so you can confidently take action. The best part, you'll have direct access to me, which means you'll save valuable time, money, and avoid a boatload of headaches. I'm here to support you every step of the way. And in addition to all of that, inside the course, you'll discover an amazing collection of bonus resources that you won't want to miss. None of this stuff is public on my YouTube channel. These extras will take your learning experience to a whole new level and help you become a pro at making concrete candle jars. Check out the link in the description for more details and start elevating your concrete candle jar making skills today. Let's go. After lubing up, don't you just love that term, lubing up? After lubing up my 2 bowls and adding rocks to the smaller bowl for stabilization, I added 667 grams of water to my bucket, then sifted in 2,000 grams of Hydrostone and waited 5 minutes for the dry bed lake effect. Once that happened, I mixed it up and added that to my bowl. Then I added the smaller bowl with rocks on top to complete its form, leveled it, taped it, and waited 1 hour to demold my second bowl. After an hour, I demolded my second bowl with much better ease. Again, I had to sand down the side as it started to take on the form of the pouring spout, but Hydrostone is super easy to sand. I then put that to the side, cleaned up my bowls, and started on bowl number 3. Once again, I lubed up my 2 bowls, and to ensure stability, I placed rocks in the smaller bowl and set that aside. Then I poured 500 grams of water into my bucket and carefully added 1,500 grams of Hydrostone, allowing it to settle for 5 minutes to create the dry bed lake effect. Once that happened, I mixed it up and added that to my bowl. Then I added the smaller bowl with rocks on top to complete its form, leveled it, taped it, and waited 1 more hour to demold my third bowl. For the third time, I had to sand down the side as it started to take on the form of the yada yada yada. You get the picture. All right, all 3 bowls are done. It's now time to let them cure. Luckily, the curing time on Hydrostone is less than concrete. So, in the famous words of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator,
I'll be back.
A week has passed, and now it's time to add in the marble effect to my bowls. To accomplish this, I'm going to use black acrylic paint, a couple of small Taklon brushes, and a skewer stick. The key to marbleizing these bowls is to take your brush or stick and dip it in the acrylic paint. Wipe off the excess and start on one end and lightly drag your brush or stick from one side to the other. If you're happy with the way it looks, continue. If you're not happy with the way it looks, then file for Chapter 11, liquidate your business, find refuge in another country, and bury your head in the sand. I'm just kidding. Don't do any of that stuff. Just wash it off and repeat the process until you're happy. Honestly, you don't need to overthink this step. Once I finished all 3 bowls, I flipped them over, did the same thing to the inside, and then let them dry overnight. I probably didn't need to let them dry overnight before adding the foil, but I did it anyway. After 24 hours, I was ready to add the gold foil to my bowls. Now, if you watched my video on how I created the black bowls, I stated that the original Restoration Hardware Vitali bowls has a brass line in the middle around the rim of the bowls. That effect would be too tough to accomplish as it's most likely machine made, so I figured, why not add gold leaf to the entire rim of all 3 bowls? To accomplish this, I'm using Giguli's gold foil and Speedball Mona Lisa metal and gold leaf adhesive. Did I say that right? Giguli's. Links are in the description. The first thing I did was add the adhesive to the rim of the bowl, let it dry for a few minutes, and then added my gold leaf to the rim of my bowls. Again, if you watched my video on the black bowls, you know this isn't an easy product to use. It's very thin, lightweight, and breaks easily. However, any foil that didn't go onto the rim is easily added by using your finger to pick it up and stick it on. After completing all 3 bowls, I waited 24 more hours before sealing it. 24 hours has passed, and now it's time to seal my 3 white, high-end decor bowls. My sealer of choice is Earth Safe Finishes Quick Dip Sealer. Link is in the description. Now, normally I would just dip my object, wipe it, and let it dry. But it's quite large, so I used a sponge brush to generously paint on my sealer to all 3 bowls. Once I did both the inside and outside of the bowls, I waited a few hours and repeated the process. After letting them dry overnight, I'm ready to show you my 3 white Vitali Marble Restoration Hardware inspired bowls. I think these came out awesome, and the best part is it cost me a total of $19.97, or better said, less than 20 bucks. And take a look at these videos that are popping up now. They're gonna help you on your concrete, hydrostone, and candle making journey. Until next time, thanks for watching. Ciao.